fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, I greet you all. Akban Asokwo, Omuneku from Biafran Radical Freedom TV. There are updates in on now. There are updates in on now. So no more Biafra, tell me update, yeah. Mekuna tell me update, yeah. Okay, I don't hear them now spiritologically. Otago based on as they be wow. And I want to update you, and I go update you now. Based on that, the bio, Okwan Sequem Kaino now. If you go now, if the DOS have come out clear and bold to challenge the Biafran agitators, to challenge Biafran people, to tell them say nothing they happen. They are now with their full chest supporting and campaigning for Ifa Nyoba Utolensi. They have started the campaign officially, and they have also come to tell us that this Biafra team, they know they with us again. You will see the video here now. I'm going to play the video, and also there is a second video that I will play where Nkurumiri Uruago is, confirming that whatever you see him do or say in the public, whenever you see him before camera, looking at the camera, recording, that he is doing that in agreement with the DOS, that he represents the DOS, and that he is sent and permitted to do whatever you see him do. Whether you see him going with security, going back to Nigeria with security of the Nigerian government people, it is with the DOS. He is acting not alone, but with the DOS. So now, that is not just it. Then there is another, there's a third video clip here, where the American, even including the British Prime Minister, currently, not old news, currently, like some hours ago, they are expressing, including the Prime Minister himself, expressing bitterness and disappointment, expressing that what has happened to Britain, UK, is so disappointing. What is it? That British doctors, medical doctors, are being infecting people. I don't know whether it's just visitors with HIV infections and hepatitis. So please, disclaimer, Google, we are not here to misinform. This is no disinformation in any way. After all, it is from, I got it from your news, from British authorized news outlet, and I will also give it the source. The source will be made available here. And I don't have anything. I will only play the video so that you know. Disclaimer. Thank you, lovers of freedom. Thank you, great Biafran people. Thank you, all our supporters all over the world. Akpan Asokwo remains the front-line Biafran activist, social commentator, and the public analyst. We are projecting from Biafran Radical Freedom TV, and whatever we say doesn't just represent our opinion alone, but we also give the opinion of others. We also bring from reliable sources. So thank you. As you listen, we go in. We will be playing first the video where the DOS IPOB One Nigeria International are coming out clear to say they are tired of, deceiving themselves. It is high time they had all told the world that they are in with One Nigeria, and what they are doing is starting with campaigning with Alphonse Peter, not Peter Mba, Ifeanyi Oba, the Capital Oil, the same one who is having issues of fraud in America, fraud here and there, some vessels and loans that were deliberately acquired to beguile. Okay, this is the video.
Take care of your. If you don't have what it takes to take care of your state, if you are afraid that something will happen, if you don't have security enough to protect your state, it means you are not qualified to be the governor of that state. It means you are not qualified to be the governor of that state. In Anambra State, the so-called force the governor formed, you see what they are doing, causing accidents here and there. You see them beating people with some. That's not what you call security. And that people have time without number. Nobody put in with the security in and you expect criminals that they will not know when they see you. That's not how you do security in a guerrilla warfare, because currently there is a guerrilla warfare going on, and anywhere with guerrilla warfare you don't expose yourself to danger. Something is happening, you will go and debate the car that belongs to army, you will paint it army and write it army and come and pack and be waiting for the criminals. You will not know when the criminals will take you, because there's a guerrilla warfare going on. You will be undercover security. You will be a kind of modern security that you will not even know that this person is a security. You will not even know that this place is covered with security until you attempt to do something. Then you know there.
Okay, fellow Biafrans, while I try to minimize this, we might play it again so that you will digest this analysis I am here to give. Okay, the DOS spokesperson here, Mkpurumiri Uruago, and before I start this analysis, I think it will be very important, and as a matter of fact, this analysis, I would say, will not go down very well if I don't make this remark. Like, what would I say? Because it's not a case of like father, like son, it is a case of like campaign officer, like the boss campaign for. Imagine where eating pataka like this. Eating pataka like this is the advocate of a buffoon eating pataka who is coming to run for governorship. Look at eating pataka. Eating pataka. Look at you just even you even follow his stances even. Now this is whom Alphonse Peter went to South Africa to contract to be his campaign focal person. Oh, there you go. Now you listen to the advice coming. Let us now Konu Bionya. This guy is saying, I am talking to you, the government of Nigeria generally now, that you should learn that is why our prime minister, when he played this video he projected it via Twitter, he said, this is security advisor to the government of Nigeria, to the zoo. He's a security advisor. Yes, so he is now playing the role of a security advisor. Now he is telling the government that there is guerrilla warfare. There is guerrilla warfare. Now, if you, with this particular statement, it tells you that he is not very totally ignorant of the word he used. So this is a totally conscious action, and he's not drunk, even though he's always on Mbrumiri. He is not drunk with liquor. Now he said, since we are in guerrilla warfare, that our government should be more proactive, security proactive, should be more conscious security-wise. That our security men, that is their security men now, is not a full-blooded Nigerian. So that you don't go to say, when we tell you the people we are dealing with, before they started with as career agitators, now they are full-blown One Nigerian IPOB. They say for that name IPOB, they are not going to stop answering it. That they must answer it. That the same way Nyesom Wike, the former governor of Rivers State of the Zoological Republic, who is now the current minister of the Federal Capital Territory of the Zoological Republic, Abuja, that's the same way he wants to remain in PDP to destroy PDP. That is the same way they want to remain in Biafran agitation, that everybody will think the same way people are, Wike want people to see him as a PDP member. Whereas in real sense, he is a bona fide member of the APC, spiritologically card-carrying member of APC. But want to destroy the party from inside, so that the party will not have anything to, hide from him. He will be getting detailed information from the party because he has not said denounce the party publicly. So these ones want to do exactly that. That is why you see them going back to Nigeria using the government security convoy. Now this one now is coming out to campaign for Ifeanyi Oba. That is the DOS. That is why you always see Ifeanyi Oba with the members of the DOS. Like when this Anoman now went to Nigeria, he was using the Oba's convoy. Now, he has come to run down Soludo. He said that any governor, for instance, he's now using governor Soludo, any governor who cannot have enough security in his state, he has finished at the national level where he advised that even the army, that you cannot be having that we are in a very perilous times. That is advice to the army, that we are in a perilous time. Now these days you should not be writing that you should be current in security awareness. That in the current security practice, that you don't write army in your army vans. That you don't even wear uniform that will indicate you as a security force member. That you are supposed to be going on. That is advice of an Imagine the kind of reign of criminality that will be in a society where the military will not wear uniform yet carry arms anyhow. Everybody will go carrying arms now, since nobody knows who is real army or not. That is the Murumiri's advice. Oh, this is a Murumiri struggle. Make una notice Murumiri be like cigar. Murumiri no be like cigar. Na senior brother. The only Murumiri go dare you go the dance naked for market. They point at people well dressed with even official suit. You are pointing at them, reminding them that they are naked though. That it can only be done by Murumiri. To be telling you that these people, Ndiala. That was why you heard the popular Igbo secular singer, who said, Ndiala, Nele, Fachirim, ghost mode, then no go see me. Imagine the Ndiara now is telling the conscious person who is observing him that they no go see him. That now in his rap, he can't tell you, say, Ndiara, you know, na Ndiara, ebe ha na apwala, ebe na atu aka kavanelani. You understand the lyrics? Now, the real mad people are the ones always looking at whom to, you know, poking or point at as identify as mad people. Mad people everywhere. It is really funny, but it is not funny. It is funny, but it's not funny. I know why I'm saying that. It looks contradictory. However, I must tell you that this guy is very conscious of that word he used. Now, before I continue with analysis, I will want to play another video so that you understand that we are not gallivanting.
Any day has an eye and mecha. Hard call a look on his woman and I never had call a little bit in this year is my head. Has upon Anya Meta because we don't trust others. Even US now we don't trust others. We don't know who they want to negotiate the freedom of Mazen and the Kano with. When we call seeking, Mamma for some equal some money when not chicken. Equal some. How was it? Because I don't trust these people. And we have them there. Who knows? Who knows who they want to negotiate again? No average got the farm of Finley was open and this year and this year in the Guabagonga, Mazi Dosium, Mazi Zulumike, Mazi Ofo. Mazi Albani, Mazi China Sabolo, Uncle Mother 5. Uncle Mama. Even the Uncle Mother 5 and almost come down how we put the reserve.
Okay, let's hold this particular one here now. So at least, so that I want to do everything so that you know that we are not into any kind of blackmail. We are so real and very truthful. We are here trying to, live in the standard set for us by our supreme and indefatigable leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. We said we should, in all our doing, try to be whiter than white. Now I told you that these guys know every bit of the things they are doing. Nothing comes to them as an accident. Nothing you see them do as a coincidence. Yes. So I want to tell you now that we are always very diligent in doing this work. Now, hear what he said. For you to know that when we say he is not acting alone, he said that whatever they are doing it together. That any day their leadership, their own leadership says it's enough, that he will hands off. So whatever you think you and your Nnamdi Kanu is not their business, it is this their cartel. Their cartel. Mazi Ezumezu, Mazi Edozieha, Mazi Maslevu, Mazi, you heard him mention all of them. But any day they say they are quitting, because if he had to give me the charge, that he can only, encourage other people, push them to go and troll Haja with their easy. Okay, now here he is telling you that so that when you hear him say things, make some declarations, he is not doing it alone. So no, you don't just call him Urumiruago. Look at why now you cannot say no. Even he himself cannot tell you that he's not Urumiruago. Don't think we are just giving him the name. He is giving the befitting name because he acts it. He is proud of it. Do you think he is in a town hall meeting here, addressing maybe his village people or village? Huh? No. He's not addressing village. He is addressing his camera. But you see him, when he look at the right, he look at the left, like when you okay traditional. You see how the eyeballs pushes out. This is how you see your man here looking. Left, right, center. Left, right, center. If you ori dina DNA ya. Oh, my people, don't know what is fine. Ori, if we say now, if you na ori na smell on a DNA ya. Ori. Now you can see. Now in the main video, let us touch it again. It is a 2 minutes video. You hear him again. I don't know if the volume was loud enough.
To take care of your. If you don't have what it takes to take care of your state, if you are afraid that something will happen, if you don't have security enough to protect your state, it means you are not qualified to be the governor of that state. It means you are not qualified to be the governor of that state. In Anambra State,
okay,
the so-called force the governor formed, you see what they are doing, causing accidents here and there. You see them beating people with some. That's not what you call security.
Advisor.
And that people have time without number. Nobody put in it with the security. And you expect criminals that they will not know when they see you. That's not how you do security.
Okay, now you heard him. He's giving the professional security council or council to the governor. Or it's not, in fact, he is to Nigerian state security system. That is what he is trying to do. They say for the governor of the state that the Soludo is not qualified, that he should do fast and leave the office for his man to enter. Because that is not how, that when you bring security, they will be there going to intimidate people in the state. At least, thank God you're admitting that one. Now, he said that when you are talking about security, it should be something that must be continuously follow the objecting development. That is to say, that they should not be identifying themselves. Otherwise, that these miscreants, these criminals who are carrying out the guerrilla warfare, guerrilla warfare, it is always between a government and the secessionist people who are seeking to have their freedom. So this guy now is telling you that he knows even the language he is using. So now that we are in guerrilla warfare, there is guerrilla warfare, that he wants to cancel the government so that the security will be strong enough to stop those people who want to secede from Nigeria because they are criminals. And he is advising them so that they will preempt also the security ideas and details of those who wants to succeed from Nigeria. At least that he's very competent in that area. He can frustrate it by advising them, and if they accept and use his advice, so that these guys, whenever they come to attack, if not, that they will be vulnerable for these guys to attack them. But if they are not showing themselves, these people will come, they will not see the security men to attack. Instead, the ordinary citizens will bear the brunt. So he is advising that he is still strongly advising the government so that the government will not make mistake any further. So going forward, they should live in that consciousness that there is guerrilla warfare, so that these things that are happening where the army are getting quiet, the security apparatus of Nigerian state is getting, decimated and harshly rubbished. So he's advising, he's pleading with the government to upgrade in their security tactics. And we told you, we have proven to you that he's not alone. So now these people know that at the level of guerrilla warfare, that this freedom fight has gotten serious. Once you can confirm you have gone to the level of guerrilla warfare, that means you have delegitimized the state and you are proving to the world your capability, you know, to maintain law and order, to be in charge of security in your local place. Unfortunately, there are still a handful of persons who are clapping for this madness. They are clapping for this madness, cheering him up, because they don't like the face of Mazi Simon Ekpa. Do you really need to like anybody's face? Wonderful. Wonderful. So now they are bold to tell the world they are working with Nigerian state, and they don't want the people who are seeking for freedom to succeed. If they succeed, it be like say they don't pour Samsung for their own Gary. So that the government should help step up the security. Step up security, so that this guy will not succeed with this their guerrilla warfare, which is that almost the final stage of a freedom fight. Because at that level, there is no going back. Okay, thank you, fellow Biafrans. I want to still bring in some updates where a UK-based news outfit condemn or try to expose what has been going on in UK. You know, where the UK medical doctors and top medical practitioners have been accused of infecting a whole lot of people, families, children especially, with infection, HIV infection, that a lot of them died after the viral load has gotten too much to become AIDS. So the government of United Kingdom is decrying that. Some members of the parliament, they are decrying that. That's not a heightened level of wickedness. That's very bad. Okay, I want you to watch now.
Thousands of people packed into the main hall here to hear what so many of them already knew. This was no accident. It was instead a calamity which could largely have been avoided. No accident that parents were left helpless watching their 7-year-old son die of AIDS. No accident that children still at primary school were left without parents. No accident that boys at one school were left to live with HIV and hepatitis, and the knowledge that 80 of their fellow pupils didn't survive. A human tragedy on a massive scale caused by the most grotesque human and systemic failings. Doctors lying, documents destroyed. Much of the most damning criticism directed at successive governments whose failure to act was, Sir Brian Langstaff, the inquiry chair, said, driven by the desire to save face and expense. Today, an apology from the government, resisted for decades.
This is a day of shame for the British state, and the result of this inquiry
for the PM
should shake our nation to its core.
Whatever the cost, we will pay it. The words of the Prime Minister on what he described as a day of shame. The scandal had already been called the worst treatment disaster in the history of the NHS. Today we learned it could largely have been avoided. The inquiry chair, Sir Brian Langstaff, pointed to the sheer scale of the tragedy, calling it horrifying. At least 30,000 people were infected with hepatitis C over the 70s and 1980s, and 1,300 were infected with HIV, including 380 children. More than 3,000 people are estimated to have died from infections attributed to blood or blood products, many of them haemophiliacs given tainted blood as part of their treatment. Our Health and Social Care editor, Victoria MacDonald, was with survivors and families as they gathered to hear the damning conclusions of a report decades in the making. Decades of waiting for the truth, and this was the man who finally brought it to them. Sir Brian Langstaff, chair of the Infected Blood Inquiry.
This disaster was not an accident. People put their faith in doctors and in the government to keep them safe, and their trust was betrayed.
It has long been described as the worst treatment disaster.
This disaster was not an accident. People put their faith in doctors and in the government to keep them safe, and their trust was betrayed.
It has long been described as the worst treatment disaster in the history of the NHS. Thousands infected, affected, and dead. Today, the long-awaited inquiry found systemic, collective, and individual failures to deal ethically, appropriately, and quickly with the risk of infections being transmitted in blood, with the infections when the risk materialized, and with the consequences for thousands of families. Those infected were haemophiliacs or had other bleeding disorders, and then there were those infected by transfusions after childbirth or surgery, those with sickle cell or leukemia.
Factor VIII is literally a lifesaver for many of the country's 5,000 or so haemophiliacs.
This was because blood was not screened for hepatitis or HIV, and in the case of Factor VIII clotting agent for those with haemophilia, at least half of the blood plasma used here was imported from America and was from donors, including drug addicts and prisoners. Jason Evans' father, Jonathan, died in 1993 after being infected with HIV and hepatitis C from Factor VIII. Mr. Evans has campaigned tirelessly for the answers.
It's extremely vindicating because for a long time, not just me, but many people have been making what have been considered to be claims and allegations regarding evidence. And now it's fact, and now it's on the record. For me, that means everything. And there's one part of me that feels I wish my father was here to see this day.
What is the key finding for you?
Well, for me, the core finding is that commercial factor concentrates never should have been licensed for use. If they hadn't been licensed for use, the scale of HIV infection would have been zero, if not very close to it. My father would most likely still be alive today, as would many other people. And so that's really important.
More than 2,500 pages, 7 volumes. This is a hard-hitting report. It talks about the failures of successive governments, of the medical profession closing ranks, of the stigma made worse by media reporting. It talks of documents that have gone missing or been destroyed. And most of all, it talks of lives destroyed.